And we're live. Just like that. That was... Ooh. Got confused there for a second. Little music was playing in my ears, and I was like, wait, am I supposed to be hearing that? I think I am. But I'm not so sure. Now I'm second guessing myself, folks. It's early in the morning. I was watching an alien attack last night, so that's why, folks. Glad I caught that. That's experience right there. That means I've been doing this long enough to know better. We got somebody up. Hey, what up, Fed? Morning. Good morning, sports fans. My gosh, what a morning it is. One of those mornings where the night kind of bleeds into the morning. Ended up getting to bed around like 2 a.m. last night. And yes, it was like mostly OKC, but then, or the Spurs, OKC Spurs, but there was also some drama with a baseball game. There was a game 7 in hockey, which is like one of those rare, calling it the trifecta. Good morning. Yeah. Flame, I don't blame you. I was totally prepared for the regulars, for the usuals to kind of sleep in because we deserved it after what happened last night. After just that trifecta of drama, all in sequence too. It was like one after the other. The most dramatic of which was, I think, Spurs OKC. I mean, technically, with the stakes being the game 7 death, it was Sabres Habs, and I think on any given sports night, you take that. You take a game like that, which goes to overtime and ends on a golden goal. But every so often, we just get lucky. We just get banger after banger after banger in 3 different sports. Hockey, walk-off winner. Basketball, double OT, game 1. And then baseball, which had no business being that crazy. JT Ginn looking for the first no-hitter of the 2026 season. And just ends in an absolutely insane sequence, comedy of not even errors, just a crazy ending to that no. He didn't get it, by the way. Spoiler alert. No hitter. All right, so for those new to the program, for anybody watching who might be saying, what the heck is this guy doing? Why is he live streaming? What's his deal, man? Everybody with a microphone can do this. To that person, I'd say you're absolutely right. However, what they can't do, what they can't claim, as far as I know, is a platform, a community of sports fans that are rating sports games every night, that are basically putting a grade on last night in sports, which, funny enough, I actually got into a little bit of a back and forth this morning with one of the devs on RateGame. His name is Rada. He's a young man, and he is, I think he's starting to come around on the fact that, like, we can't be using were the sports good on a game rating basis, meaning whenever Major League Baseball has like 14 games, as they did last night, and those games are by and large like all over the place, the quantity of games brings down the rest of the leagues in action. So I was looking at the board this morning, and was saying we need to redo this because last night was epic. It should be reflected on the dashboard. It's not, I think, in accordance to the product that we saw in the world of sports. So long introduction there to what I'm trying to say is we have a platform that allows you, the sports fan, to rate games that you watch, and then we use the ratings of those games and the reviews and the takes to make a show out of it every morning. And that's my job. I'm the host of the show. And I have a little banner here on the bottom, which I'll get up now. Gives you a little bit of information about the New York Jets and their playoff drought, because I'm a lifelong Jets fan, unfortunately. How many days left until the World Cup? I believe there's 23, and the fact that it's Tuesday. So how do we do things here? Well, every morning, put together this little guy, a rundown of sorts. We start with Were the Sports Good? That segment I was just talking about that kind of helps us structure and frame everything. It gets us started. It takes a little snapshot of the last 24 hours that we just witnessed, really the last 12, which were sensational. Actually, and I forgot to put this on the rundown, but the day really started with Arsenal. The day really started in the afternoon, around 3:30 was when things got cooking, at least for me, because I'm an Arsenal fan. And that really questionable VAR on my guy, that should have been a red card, but they took care of business, 1-0. A little anticlimactic. I mean, super, super anxious moments there if you're an Arsenal fan like me. But that is the first game of consequence. Then I kind of rolled into this evening, or last night, which was just fireworks all over the place. Very, very rare, folks, that you will find 3 different sports and high drama in each one, all consecutively. I'm trying to think back to when that last happened on RateGame or just in the world of sports, and I'm having a tough time. March Madness, sure, but it's just still one sport. It's very rare where you get that. And as a sports fan, it's just the coolest thing. It's like especially on RateGame, just seeing the ratings come in and like being in the live chat, it's like exactly what the platform and the app and the community is made for. It's just like sports fans loving sports. It's great. It's absolutely fantastic. So, Were the Sports Good? Newhook Who Dis? This guy's got an appetite for Game 7 winners. I mentioned JT Ginn, the no-no. Oh, no. Alien invasion. We got straight up invaded last night, folks. Wemby just came down from the mothership and was just snatching bodies. There was a late post for the sports history crowd. My guy Chuck, always coming in. I wonder if he watches this show and just doesn't say anything, because he always seems to post it before we go on air. And it's always like an old-timey baseball, old history. And this one's crazy. I mean, they're all crazy. They're all crazy. The ones that he posts are all crazy, but this one in particular, I did not know. So we'll read it together, and then we'll spin the globe. We'll STG, hashtag STG, hashtag WTSG. Were the Sports Good? Take a look, and hopefully you guys can understand my plight here and why I want to redo this. So it says solid night, right? Okay, 6.58. But you like all games are not equal. That's how I'll put this. All games are not equal. The conversation I'm having with Rada, who's the brains behind this operation, he built this dashboard, lovely, clean, is these games down here in Major League Baseball, these 14 regular season mid-May games, don't have the same weight as these bad boys up here. Okay, we're in the playoffs. You get an absolute banger last night. You get 2 of them things. That's a great night. That's way higher than this. we should be in green for sure. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the conversation that we're having. It's playoff games have more weight, in my opinion. And they like the ratings on the games still like by league averages instead of all games. So I think even simpler than that, Flame. I think we should just take my idea is to take the 400 individual raw ratings and then just average them out. So let's say 400 divided by however many, tens. There was like so many tens coming in last night. Tens, high nines, all that stuff, and just divide it. So like whatever the number is, just the raw number, right? So like let's say there's 400 ratings and everyone's rating in like the high nines or tens, and then you have like the 135, 136 ratings for baseball, averaging out to 6.11. And then just add them all up and divide, and that would get you, in theory, right? Because like look at this. Just massive green, like the night just went green. At one point, we just stopped seeing bad sports. It was just all fantastic, action-packed, drama, sports, moments, plays, games. So that's why I think this needs a little tweaking. And that's what we do here, right? We just improve. We just iterate and we get it right. So 6.58, but stay tuned because we're in the lab. We're gonna, tweak. We're gonna tweak the formula. We'll come up with a new formula for this. So 5 leagues in action, 19 games played, 400 ratings, 520 platform ratings. So interesting. Usually a pretty big delta between the window and the platform, but on nights like last night, when instant classics are abound, folks just come in and they want to rate the games. They want to rate the games that they just watch. It is very cool to see just the direct correlation between like good sports and RateGame being like, oh yeah, top of mind. I need to rate this. I need to see what's going on. So without further ado, let us go back to our board. All right, Newhook Who Dis. Man, that was a crazy, unexpected, I'll say, result. I thought for sure Buffalo, after being down 2-0, was going to climb the mountain. They seem to be the comeback kids. And deep in overtime, I was lucky. I'm lucky enough, folks. I feel like I actually am like super late on this, but I just discovered the glory and honor of YouTube television, where you have multi-view, where you can like create your own box. But you have like your last night anyway. I had game 7 on and I had game 1 on. And it was perfect because the intermissions that they take in between the periods were aligning almost perfectly to like the quarter breaks with Spurs and OKC until it ended. And the way in which it ended was quick. You turn your head 1 second in playoff hockey and it's like, wait, what just happened? What just happened? And so if you weren't paying attention, like all of a sudden you see Buffalo's goalie just in absolute disarray and the Habs, jumping for joy, and KeyBank just in absolute shambles. So let me get this up for us. Yeah. That's a good idea, Flame. We'll see where that gets us. I think in theory, like last night should be in the high 7s, low 8s. We'll see where that gets us. Anyway, all right. So this is a face-off in overtime. golden goal. This is how the Habs advance.
Buffalo, 4 shots on goal, 10 shot attempts by Tage Thompson in the game. Had that breakaway chance in overtime. That came close to the line, and how Montreal's going to work it out. Carrier ahead. Over the line comes Newhook. Shooting. Scores! Alex Newhook! Ole! 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 And Montreal is going to play Carolina in the Eastern Conference Final.
Poor UPL, man. Guy played the game of his life. Both goalies. Dobeš was spectacular. Playoff hockey, man, is just like a different level of chaos. It is like strap in, buckle up, because we're going over the rails here. It was, let's hear it in Canadian, or French-Canadian. French, I should say, sorry. Here we go.
Longe la ligne bleue, disque perdu, et Carrier s'empare d'un rondelle libre. Carrier, la passe, on entre avec Newhook, Evans vers le filet, le tir!
Oh, what a wrister.
Victoire des Canadiens! Alex Newhook propulse le CH en finale de l'Association de l'Est!
Wow, they packed out the Bell Center, huh? They always have the watch parties. Bell Center. It's like, what's the difference between an actual watch party at the Bell Center or at a game? Like, no difference to me. They're like going nuts with their towels. What? I mean, come on, that's amazing. I can't believe that shot right here is they're not playing at the Bell Center. Right? That game was in Buffalo, right? That's insanity. Wow. I mean, you showed me this and you said that, like, if you did a cutaway shot and were like, you could trick me easily and say that the Habs had a game 7 at home if you showed me this. If you showed me this right after the goal scored, I would be none the wiser. Usually when they have a watch party, it's like, okay, lower bowl or like, you know, first whatever. 10,000 fans, count Cannon free, and we'll put it on the Jumbotron. Not like a give out the free towels and like pack the place. Like, what is the advantage of even sitting close to the rink when there's no, is there even ice in? Like, I'm so curious now. Is the game literally just on the Jumbotron and there's no ice or anything? And these people are just like, did they have the glass up? That's full. That's an absolutely full arena for nobody, no hockey being played there. They're all coming in to just watch a hockey game on a Jumbotron. All, what, 20,000 of them, 18,000 of them, however much the Bell Center packs. Like, look, the way that they just show that, like, transition from here. I'm thinking that you're watching the fans in that actual hockey arena. Incredible. Incredible. Oh, they might have people doing things on the ice, Flame says. Okay. Like in between periods, like little ice shows. In between like the second and third period in overtime, they had people come out, maybe. Probably. So congrats to the Habs. I saw somebody's take. I'm going to take a look at it right now, but I saw somebody say, as soon as Josh Allen came in and was like banging the drum, that was it. That was it for the Habs. It was like the death sentence. Man. 4 pucks. Series over. What a series, man. Oh my goodness, look at that. 9-1, 9-1. I've never seen that before. Much respect. Buffalo fans, man, honestly. Like the best in sports. In terms of hospitality, in terms of like being self-aware. I think they're super down to earth. They're just beloved. I know, at least in the NFL. I can speak for being a Jets fan my entire life. Always had nothing but respect for Bills fans just because they are resilient. They suffer as much as Jet fans do. Our division is just a bunch of sickos. In football, speaking for the Jets now. They use the French spelling of Sabres in honor of their Canadian brothers. Why? Because they're so close to the border? Really? Wow. They use the French spelling of Sabres in honor with like the accent over the E? Is that why? Is that what you're meaning there? Yes, exactly. Okay. That's why they play the Canadian national anthem every game. Oh, yeah. They're not obligated to do that? I thought that was like a Sabres instead of S-A-B-E-R. Got it. Okay. Saying S-A-B-E-R instead of S-A-B-R. Yes, got it. 9-1. Canadians win it in OT in Game 7. Props to Canadians. They played a crazy game. Such a sad loss, but that game was a thriller. Alex Newhook got the skate off in OT. Insane game for Dobeš. He had lots of great saves. I never cared too much for hockey, partially because the Sabres were never good. After this season, I think I'm going to start watching the Sabres more. Sad ending, but great season. Broke the playoff drought. There we go, David. I think David's like the #1 Bills fan. Craig T 24. Pain, just pain everywhere. Pepperoni nips. In October this season, I went to a game. We lost and started the season 0-3. At the end, I watched a Sabres fan throw his jersey on the ice. I tried booing him, but I was drowned out by the other fans booing the Sabres. Since then, we not only ended the drought, but won the Atlantic and went to Game 7 OT of the second round. I couldn't be happier. What a season. This team will forever mean a lot to me. With that being said, I can't wait to watch the Canes wipe the effing floor with the Habs. There we go. #1 Sabres fan right there. Matt Schmidt. You all watched. You all know how to edit. I have no other comment. Fair enough, Matt. Appreciate you coming in and paying respects. All right, here he is. Breton with the 9-5er. Wow. Let's effing go. What a series this has been. But honestly, I feel like the Habs deserve to win it. Overall, Montreal played better minutes than Buffalo, but just choked often when the game was on the line. Dobeš is winning the MVP of the playoffs if the Habs end up winning. Literally the main reason why we can compete against these teams. Can't believe we just beat the 2 best Atlantic teams in the league. We are in the Cardash. Sorry, guys. I know that's a French venue, maybe? I don't know. Really don't know what to expect against Carolina because we've surprised a lot of people these playoffs, but the Hurricanes have the best playoff record and stats any team has seen in a long time. Oh, the Canes are just waiting in the wings, right? Ole. Let's go to Carolina. Careful what you wish for. Locked. Black up. Locked. Game 7 overtime. Can't believe that. Montreal played like shit the last 30 minutes of regulation, but battled to overtime. It only takes one amazing shot. Dobeš is a legend. Game 7 overtime. You can't beat that. Close game, back and forth. Newhook is incredible. What a legend. Is it weird? This game made me less nervous than Game 7 Tampa. At any rate, there are play style details they need to work on. Carolina will be a tough opponent. Glad they won, but they need to play better. Good series, Buffalo. Future is bright for the squad. That spot is even keeled, as you'll see, folks. 9-1, 9-0, 9-1. Losers, neutrals, winners. Very cool. Is anybody there? Oh, missing. Somebody was listening on the radio. Wow. That must have been a crazy listen on the radio. All right. So that was your what should have been like the main course last night on any other normal night. But we also had some other stuff going on. So let me now, I want to save Wemby for the third piece here. I had this teed up for, let's see. Okay. So in the chat, as we were watching the Western Conference Finals, the second overtime, I believe we were in, Jack was saying in the chat, like, hey, keep your eye on this game, this like Angels versus A's game. And I was like, why do you keep bringing this up, man? Like, it's Angels versus A's game. Like, who cares? Like, and he was like tracking the outs or something. And then I checked the box score because he didn't want to say anything. And then I saw that this guy, JT Ginn, had a no-no going. And we had just started talking about the fact that so far this year there hasn't been a no-hitter. Basically been like a lack of them since RateGame started off, like since baseball came to RateGame. I think it was like mid-June 2024. There's been three no-hitters. One of them was a combined no-hitter. So there's been 2 true no-hitters. Dylan Cease, the guy on the Giants. Gosh, who is it? I just had this the other night. Cease and Blake Snell. Blake Snell on the Giants. That's right. Snell had one, and then Cease had one, I think, the same year in 2024. Yes. Relatively close to one another, too. So this would have been the first one of this year. And the first one so like true no-hitter since 2024, because the last one was the combined no-hitter. And it was 0-0 going into the 9th. So the A's were kind of blowing it. Usually your boys pitching a no-hitter, you got to give them some run support. So we were kind of having a conversation like, okay, is this going to count if he goes 9 and it's still 0-0 and we go to extras? Would he pitch in extras? Has anybody ever done that? I'm sure somebody's done that. And he's at 104 pitches, as you can see down here. So they got the run for him, and he takes the mound in the 9th. He gives up a single pretty much immediately to Frazier. You see a guy's on base here, so it's over. But they kept him in, and this was in the span of like 90 seconds. He gives up the single, and then Neto comes up to the plate. And this is how the game ends.
Inning for the first time. Here's a fly ball, center field. It's hit well. Bolte is back near the wall. It's gone! Unbelievable! What a finish! Zach Neto says goodnight to the A's, and JT Ginn walks it off with a home run.
That's like, as soon as you hear that sound, you got to be like.
Inning for the first time. Here's a fly ball, center field. It's hit well. Bolte is back near the wall. It's gone! Unbelievable! What a finish! Zach Neto says goodnight to the A's, and JT Ginn walks it off with a home run.
What a turn of events. Crazy.
Inning.
Poor guy. Just like all the way up the mountain and it just like launched off the mountain. Just in terms of like emotion and adrenaline, that's got to be like the biggest anticlimactic, like air out of a balloon kind of, my God, like cortisol spike. Ay, ay, ay. So that was happening. So that was happening after we got abducted by an alien. Let me see some takes from this. This was an 8-9. This poor fella. This poor fella. Here we go. Very rare when you see this. The losing team player of the game. Very rare. But of course, considering the circumstances, totally deserved. So unbelievably close. The closest to a no-hitter we've seen this season, and it came from JT Ginn. 8 innings without a hit and 2 strikes on Adam Frazier. Oh my God, he had 2 strikes on him. He bloops one into center field to end his hopes. Just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, Kotsay gives Ginn. Yeah, so why would you leave him in? That's like an auto yank. It's like, okay, man, you lost it, so let me preserve your arm and the win. Let's get the bullpen in there and get out of this one. And you didn't get the no-hitter, but at least we got the lead. We got a 1-0 lead, so great job tonight. Gave it your all for sure. Very close, and we'll take it from here. We'll bring the bullpen in. Do they just not have a closer? Who's their closer? So you got to put this on Kotsay, right? Like you got to actually point a little finger here. Absolutely wild game. And even though it didn't turn out in his favor, certainly one for JT. Yeah, I'll never forget that. You got Zach somehow figured out how to do italics, doing Sinatra lyrics here. Oh, you got to be fun. Poor guy, man. The number one needs. You got to be effing kidding me. Yeah, man. Unfortunately not. Holy shit, dude. Crazy how things can change in an instant. Going from no-hitter to walk-off loss in the span of like 90 seconds is insane. Insane. So we just had like three different plays where like it just flipped the script of the game itself in seconds. Obviously the game ending goal from Newhook. Then this and Wemby's 3, I'll say those are the 3 that were just like shock and awe. Shock and awe. 3 like totally different, a goal in hockey, a 3-point shot in basketball, and a walk-off homer in baseball. That's just like, wow. The only thing you're missing there is like a touchdown, like a massive kick in football or like a walk-off touchdown, hole-in-one in golf. Like the play for each sport. It's like a big shot, buzzer beater in basketball to win the game, walk-off goal in hockey, walk-off home run. That's like your trifecta right there. And we got it all. Like pretty much we got it all last night. Only thing that OKC Spurs was missing was like a buzzer beater. That's what prevented me from giving it a 10, because it definitely was one of the best basketball games I've seen in recent memory, certainly since RateGame started in 2024, but just missing that little extra pop. Because the stakes were certainly there. The stakes were certainly there. All right, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So, yeah, it's time to talk about the invasion, folks. It's time to look at the alien, the creature that walks among us. That if he didn't, if last night he didn't announce himself, come on, man. That's where he shot the 3. That's where he shot the 3. Like, now, is this on 0.5? Yes, 100%. You can tell with the curvature of everything. You see right here, like the wood, it's kind of bowed out. If you put your phone on that, on the iPhone at least, I can't speak for Android, but if you put it on the 0.5, which is the wide lens view, it kind of warps everything in the foreground, like in your immediate, first 10 feet there, to make it look like you're standing much further away. Even like okay, let me walk it back here. The shot was far. He took a shot from the logo. And we'll take a look at exactly where Steph Curry shot it. But this picture makes it look like he shot it from like the other side of the half court. Does it not? Like, am I being crazy? This kind of is a little deceiving. This kind of is a little deceiving. Like you're showing me this picture and I'm like, holy hell. The guy, like the basket looks so far away. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see. Is this the best way to show it? Probably not. Let me see. I could probably. I might even have it like the. Yes, here we go. All right, so this is the full sequence. This is from when Westbrook just freaking clanks it off, which I told. Obviously, you don't remember the sequence that leads up to the shot whenever they're discussing a shot, but this is the play before the double banger from Curry on the same court.
Donovan calls timeout. Westbrook. Back out Singler. Shot clock at 7. Westbrook on the drive, falling away. Won't go. Rebound taken by Iguodala. They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! With
regular season game, too. So, still, you got Mike Breen on a double banger. So, Westbrook, let me see this. Westbrook was essentially who last night? Who missed that shot? I think it was it Shai?
Shot clock at 7. Westbrook right on the drive, falling away. Won't go. Rebound taken by Iguodala. They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! With 0.6 of a second remaining. Bang! Out. Decide not to use.
Okay, so here we go. Here's great perspective. That photo I was just showing does not look like it's right here. Like, look at where his feet are, which is like actually equidistant for Wemby's. But it may, like, the way that the angle is, it makes it look like he's like back here when he's shooting. Still a very far shot, obviously, difficulty and just visually the fact that he's a 7-foot human shooting a basketball like that with the precision and the touch required. It just doesn't, you can't even understand what you're watching. Your brain is like, wait, he's not supposed to be able to do that. He's not supposed to be able to shoot the ball like that. Like Steph Curry should be able to do that. And when Steph Curry does it, it's like, holy hell, that was insane. Mike Breen's giving him double bangs when Steph Curry, the guy who is one of the best shooters. So of course, like even when he does it, it's like, whoa.
Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang!
And then you see this guy who's 7 feet tall. Oh, we got to get to that pose too. Oh my God, they did him dirty. Oh, was it Chet? I see Chet down there. Was it him that missed it? Interesting. 32 seconds left.
Spurs got numbers. Holmgren down behind the plate. 5 on 4. Wemby's going to pull a deep 3.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, what up, Eric? What up, Stearns?
Logo shot.
28-footer. Ties it at 108.
Dude, I love Reggie. Reggie's reaction is actually hilarious. He's literally just like, oh my.
5 on 4. Wemby's going to pull a deep 3.
Oh my goodness.
I think Reggie, by anyone's account, is just a goofy guy, and I just don't take him seriously, especially when he calls Knicks games. It's just he's so annoying to listen to on the broadcast. But in that moment, I think that was such a great reaction. It's just so genuine. You're just like, whoa. And Tarico's like beside himself.
3.
Do you imagine being Mike Tirico, gets to call the Olympics? Now he's here for this. I think he was just doing the Kentucky Derby. Like, the guy is on an absolute heater. And then he's going to be in the booth for Sunday Night Football. Crazy. He's having like one of the best broadcasting years I think you could ask for. He's already got at least that Olympics call. It's going to go down as one of the best calls of all time. The Olympic sign off. And now he's getting the Western Conference Finals. After getting the Kentucky Derby, he's got to be the best color commentator pound for pound right now. And then you got the sidekick Reggie Miller. Same exact spot, man. Look at this. Right there. Steph was literally right there. Right there. Something about that spot in OKC. Listen to how quickly the crowd is just like you put the mute button on the TV.
Wemby's going to pull a deep 3.
Just a sea of blue.
Oh my.
This guy. Oh my God. Stunned disbelief. Absolutely stunned. Absolutely stunned. The poor people of Oklahoma. This guy's got the finger on the chin. He's like,
Goodness. A logo shot.
28-footer. Ties it at 108. Timeout. Thunder.
everybody, dude. His teammates are like, what the fuck? You gotta be kidding me. Let me see the pose. This was extra special. Yes. This guy is magnificent, man. He's just such a treasure.
Bell, and I looked at him during a timeout as we watched Wemby just kind of take it all in, strike that pose. A great shot, guys. And his
Look at him, dude. They are just fawning over this guy. They are. Look at him. Look at my man over here. Who is this dude? This dude is like.
That's it. I love it. Bell, and I looked at him during a timeout as we watched Wemby just kind of take it all in, strike that pose. A great shot, guys. And his
that's it.
I love it. Bell.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love Wemby too because he's just so straightforward. Like I gotta find the soundbite of him in the post game. I asked him a question, yeah, here it is. Like, were you pissed? Were you extra motivated that Shai got the MVP award like right in your face?
That Shea had got that award and you were in the top 3 for it, and did any part of tonight feel personal? Some of your facial expressions kind of look like you were really, really going for it.
Yeah, for sure. Everything you just said.
So if that was in your mind,
yeah, Yep. Most guys would give some stupid answer, some stupid cookie cutter. Was it's a team award, really, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, shut up, dude. Give us the goods. Tell us how you feel, Wemby. I feel like that's the learnings that he got from the monks when he went to be in like the monastery or wherever he went, where there was like photos of him in like full Dragon Ball Z gear, and he's like practicing stoicism or peace. I feel like one of the core learnings is like always, be truthful with your feelings. Like don't be dishonest when it comes to like how you feel.
If that was in your mind at all, knowing that Shea had got that award and you were in the top 3 for it, and did any part of tonight feel personal? Some of your facial expressions kind of look like you were really, really going for it.
I hate questions like that. It's just like it's like the lowest effort question. Zero creativity. Hey, Wemby, in the game where your arch nemesis got the award that you wanted, were you like feeling emotional about that when you saw him get it? Because I saw you making faces throughout. It's like, dude, come on, bro. Like at least like think about the question that you're asking. Ask it a different way. Just like you chat GPT that question. It's like we've heard that. How many times have we heard that question? Wemby, you were playing in a game that had insane stakes, and the MVP was awarded to Shea in front of your face. Did you have feelings? Do you have emotions?
Yeah, for sure. Everything you just said.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. Yep. And most guys would be like, no, didn't affect me at all. Good for Shy. Great competitor. Love to see him on the court. Well deserved. Miss me with that, man. Miss me with that. All right, let's get to some takes. Let's see what we got. We had some bangers on this one. Wow, 172. 172 and climbing. It's early, folks. This guy could shoot up the charts here. 9-6. Wow. 172. I think this hit 100 like within the first hour, making it an instant classic. We got to figure out like programmatically how we're going to label that, but I want to have like a official like RateGame seal stamp that just gets applied if a game pops off and meets the certain like the criteria, which I think is a 9.0 in the first 60 minutes. If it can maintain the 9.0 in the first 60 minutes and over, that's the third, has to be over 9.0, has to happen in 60 minutes or less, and it has to have a minimum 100 ratings. I think those are the three, which I've seen on every game that we would say has been like an instant classic, has achieved and maintained. Like the holding the 9.0 is like they think like the most important thing. It should probably be higher, maybe like a 9.5, maybe a 9.5. But I think this game meets all criteria. 9.0, 9.5 doesn't matter. It's going to hold at a 9.6 now. It might go up. I don't think it'll go down. I saw it at a 9.7 at one point. Wow, 9.9. Who didn't rate this a 10? As a basketball fan, this is an amazing game. As a Spurs fan, I'm a Spurs fan. It was genuinely horrible. My heart rate was 60. Fine, that's fair. Malachi, give this a 9.2. Oh my God, what a game to kick off. this series. Mr. Defensive Player of the Year, the alien, scored 40 points, 20 rebounds, being the second Spur to ever do, whilst the quote MVP for the Thunder was an embarrassment to the MVP title. Jesus. Start of the game, Spurs lead 12-3, and in order to come back, they had to bench Shy. This was a great double overtime game. Wemby dunking every time he had the chance. Castle was amazing. Getting some crazy highlights, and Wemby shooting very deep threes in overtime. I've never been happier to be a sports fan. So then why is this a 9-2? I don't get it. What is the 0.8? I guess in the finals, you're holding back. And the Spurs over the Thunder isn't the only highlight of my day because every single sports game went my way today. The ones I actually care about. Spurs, Wings, Padres, and Canadians all won last night. Nice. Absolutely peak. We are witnessing history here, back and forth all game. Going to be an unbelievable series. Maybe the most fun, entertaining basketball game I've ever seen. Nobody can stop Wemby on his way to the top. On his way to the top? I think he's here. I think he has arrived. I don't know if there's much more ground for him to traverse here. Wemby is the GOAT in 10 years. Instant classic. Incredible. This is going to be one hell of a series. Wemby might generally be an alien after what I just witnessed. This is a top take. MVP. That's my GOAT. 41 points and 22 rebounds. Generally insane. My heart. F Wemby, bro. Even though we lost, our team is full of dogs. Double overtime, baby. This guy always tags. I gotta figure out how we can tag games for him. So 9-0 for the 3 OKC fans. Respect, brave, props. 9-6 for the neutrals. 9-9. Malik, are you the only one that gave it a 9-2? You are. Oh, 9-1, 9-9. Oh, 2 9-9s. Okay. The lowest rating. Curious why as to why. Reasonable explanation if they make it to the finals and they win a finals game, I get it. Or they win the NBA finals, I get it. 148 votes for MVP. 148 votes. Gonna be looking like Wilt out there, man. He went extraterrestrial on us. Just pulling up from Steph Curry, X marks the goddamn spot, and then he's got the go-go gadget 5,000 stretch arms. Honestly, man, I think one of the most impressive stats I was saying in the chat was the fact that he, at one point, I think it was like going into overtime, he only had like 2 blocks. I was kind of flabbergasted a little bit. I thought that he for sure would be approaching triple-double territory with the blocks, points, and rebounds. Didn't have the assists. 2 10 out of 10 games in one night. Now that's almost as rare as SJ not getting a free throw. Ouch. Most highly anticipated Western Conference Final since 2018. Shout out Emily for pointing that out. This game is a sign of things to come. We are in for one of the best playoff series ever. And a certain alien is about to throw his name to the top of the best player in the NBA debates. San Antonio immediately showed that any exhaustion that could have carried over from the mini series wasn't going to play a factor, as it took a big lead early. See, this is my fear with the Knicks. I think a team that's fresh off Game 7, like the Cavs, is going to be more in a rhythm than they are going to be tired. And the Knicks are just going to be rusty. I'm hoping that the Garden will just kind of accelerate that little period where you always see guys, they come in, they just like haven't been in a crowd, in an arena in, a week, and then they just get overcome with adrenaline and they're just like roofing shots. They're like shooting shots at the top of the backboard. Like I could totally see Deuce McBride coming in tonight and getting, his first look and just absolutely missing everything because of adrenaline. Or like some, like OG who hasn't played in like 2 weeks. And I hope that that's I hope it doesn't last so long where it becomes like more of an issue than just like a 5-0 or like a 10-0 run that the Cavs might go on. OKC got the rust off quickly and tied it up before the end of the first quarter. From there, it became a battle that eventually came down to the wire. Shai and Wemby going back and forth until SGA showed why he won the clutch player of the year by tying the game up and sending it to overtime. In overtime, Wemby clearly had enough and refused to let OKC leave with a victory. It started off slow for him. But when he hit that three from the logo, it sent a message. And his performance in the second OT sent a bigger one. The alien is taking over. Straight up. Wemby is a cheat code. Castle and Harper made some costly mistakes in this one, but ultimately ended up being okay. Harper, man. Harper's insane. Rush hour, sweet and sour. Sir, they hit the second tower. Darko with a banger. Great first rating. People love it. G-Bones. Oh my gosh. This guy only comes in for classics. Wemby better. See if I can read it in. Wemby better abduct my ass, bro. I'm ready. Please take me to your leader for real. Bro, I can't with this shit, man. Wemby better abduct my ass, bro. This guy's hilarious. This is going to be an insane series. I do not believe what I just witnessed. What a banger. Without a doubt, in my mind, we've just experienced a classic. Yes, of course. Oklahoma City has won the last 8 games. They've had 2 straight sweeps, and the power of friendship, which is actually the power of demonic intervention, just zipped. There was no answer for that, man. It's so sad. But not for me. Was that gif with the guy in the parking lot? Call an ambulance, but not for me. What if you took the best defender in the sport, gave him Curry range, and he's 7.5 feet tall, so he'll casually have 20 rebounds. Wemby, the ethical superstar, beats the refs and Thunder on the road. Refs were okay to me last night, honestly. I was not. Zach Zarba, I think, had a handle on everything. I think they called a great game. I'm actually, it's great. Like, I just picked my head up and I'm like, wait. We didn't have like any crazy reviews. We didn't have like any insane stoppages in play to review like a call that is just super obvious. I like, outside of that one replay that is now just in my head where Chet like sat on Wemby's head. Chet Holmgren. There's a slow-mo replay. The ball was clearly out on Chet. I think it hit off his foot and, you know, auto challenge. It's like a reflex that all the NBA players have now. But they were right to do it. And they just had the slow-mo of Chet Holmgren falling. And as he's falling, Wemby's also on the ground falling. And he's just like, doubt I'd be able to find it now because it's such like a little niche highlight. But make no mistake, man. Wemby was eating last night. Although Chet did have a crazy block at the end there. There was much more of this.
Mason Wallace guarding Castle. Harper guarded by Williams Caruso. Wemby beat him inside.
Wemby smash. Wemby smash. Oh, yeah, here it is. Actually, wow. Okay. Just so many crazy plays in the game. I forgot. Chet's block on Wemby was to send the game to overtime. That's how we got to overtime.
Harper to trigger. Wembanyama hasn't lost it. Wemby puts it blocked by Holmgren. Coach Johnson, he gets Wemby at the free throw line, gets the space.
Oh.
Timing right there by
Incredible. These two teams are just so evenly matched, man. But one of them has an alien and one of them doesn't. Wow. Boom. Oh, he's trolling? Let's see.
Ashley, thank you. Stephon Castle had 11 turnovers, but he also had a better. Game 2, Wednesday night on NBC and Peacock at 8 Eastern. Tip time, 8:36. Coming up next, NBA Showtime presented by AT&T. For many of you, local news follows that. With
I mean, if that's Wemby trolling, like, come on, it's the most innocent thing ever. Let's see. What's this one?
Here's the block. Oh, my goodness. Beautiful there.
That was like one of 2 blocks. He didn't have that many blocks last night. Oh, this is so funny, man. They came in the huddle. This is so funny. They came in the huddle at the end of regulation, and Caruso was like, nah, bro. Miss me with that. Like, get out of here.
You got the ball to your best player. He made the move.
No. It's like, I think we're allowed to be in here. No. Caruso's like, Yeah, this is incredible block by Chet. Ooh, wow. Incredible. Incredible. Oh, here was the play that led to the 3. Oopsies. Oh my gosh, no way. So it was super similar to Westbrook's. Wow. Like almost identical. Look at that. Off the backboard. Like same miss, same spot, same miss, same like architecture of the play. That's kind of crazy. Look at this. It comes down. Is it a handoff to him? No, he's got it all the way. Wow. Oh my God. That's so crazy how similar that is. Look at this. I know we already saw this, but just one more time. Look at where Westbrook misses it. And rebounds, and then Curry gets it. And
Donovan calls timeout. Westbrook. Back out Singler. Shot clock at 7. Westbrook on the drive, falling away. Won't go. Rebound taken by Iguodala. They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang!
Mike Breen losing his absolute gourd, losing his mind over that. So crazy. Man. Lou Dort itching to dive. Oh, sorry. Lou Dort itching to dive at Wemby's legs. You guys are hilarious. Wemby is so unfair. Man, the hate for Jai is serious. About as good a basketball game could possibly be. It feels as if these two teams have many great games and series ahead of them, haven't been confident in the league's ability to stay relevant post-Bron, KD, Steph, but Wemby's everything they need to keep the product moving forward. He is appointment television, an alien in every sense. We are witnessing history. Oh yeah, that's an incredible take. The kids are going to be all right. Look at this, by the way. You want a stat? This is crazy. The Spurs are rolling out the youngest starting lineup in all-time history for the NBA Conference Finals. Dylan Harper, 20. Stephon Castle, 21. Vassell's 25. Champagnie's 24. And Wemby's 22. Wemby's 22. Wemby's 22 years old, man. What the? I mean, I remember what they did with this guy. Remember when he was 22? And now look at him. Do you imagine if Wemby puts on like 10, 15 more pounds of muscle? It's over, dude. It's over. The guy's going to average like 40 and 40. He's going to be in the 40-40 club. If they can do, if an NBA team of specialists whose entire, life's work is to make freaks into freaks, is to get the full freak out of the genetic freak, like they did with Giannis. I mean, this has got to be your dream. This has got to be like Wembanyama has to be like the most compelling, fascinating human specimen. If your career is to maximize the human condition or the human physical condition, if that's your job, if you like went to school for that, you get like all the degrees, and then you get hired by the Spurs, and here comes Wemby, you have to be like, cancel all my like lifetime contract to the Spurs, lifetime contract to be able to work with Victor Wembanyama. I don't care. I'll do it for free. I mean, because he's 22, so he's got, in theory, 10 more years. He's probably got 5 more years of like growth into his body and use and mastery of the extremities and the, pliability and the movement, mastery of that, mastery of ball handling, shot making. Wouldn't be shocked if the guy rips off like 6 MVPs in a row. He's got every attribute. He's got the height. He's got the shot making. He's got the ball handling. He's got the IQ. There isn't really like, the only other thing is like, okay, somebody would have to be this guy's the exact same and just somehow better. But I just don't think that's going to happen. You can't be smaller than him and better than him. Like even LeBron would have a tough time with him. Prime LeBron versus prime Wemby. We don't know. We can only speculate because he's not in his prime yet. He's not even close. He's 22 years old, man. He's a baby. He's a baby alien. This is the baby alien. He hasn't even reached the full form. We don't know what he's capable of. We don't know. Incredible. Got a front row seat. Yeah. So anyway, the Knicks are playing basketball. Knicks play the same sport as this guy, by the way. Might have to play him in the NBA Finals. Oh boy. Incredible. Knicks have the best path to the NBA Finals in my lifetime. And we gotta this guy is lurking. We beat him in the end season, though. We did raise the tiny banner. We beat the Spurs. That was before. I think the Spurs are now, I saw this on Bill Simmons. Zach Lowe came to the pod with this little knowledge drop. The Spurs, in games where he plays 15 or more minutes, I think. So since he came back from the injury, they're 37-3. 37-3. They've lost 3 games since he's like ramped up his minutes. And all that stuff about his minutes, he can't go the full, he doesn't have the wherewithal. His body can't hold up. Miss me with that, bro. what did he put like 40 minutes in last night? And he could have kept going. I mean, he was gassed, but so was everybody else. And he was still getting up and down the court. You just shouldn't be able to move like that when you're that big. Crazy. Crazy. I wish they were playing again tonight. But the Knicks play tonight, so it's almost like, of course I'm going to be ecstatic for tonight's game, but like after a game like that, it's like, oh man, it's going to be hard to match. All right. I think I've said my piece. Incredible game. 9-6. All-time classic. That'll be up there. Let's see where that is actually. Let's just see where it ranks right now. All-time NBA games. Okay. Wow, it's already number 5. And it could be as high as 4 with just 13 more ratings. It'll overtake for sure the play-in game this year. It'll be better than that. Even though that game was insane, it'll definitely overtake it. We're only 13 ratings away. So 14 ratings, it'll be the number 4 rated game. And if we flipped the criteria up, which we should at this point, I think the minimum ratings threshold here, which needs an update, is 50. If we ratchet that up to 100, then it'll be number 2, which I think is the right place for it. So we'll do that. All right, let's see the little post that I mentioned for my guy. Yes, Chucky Huss, with another post this morning. So Dale goes long today in sports history. On May 19th, 1956, Pittsburgh's Pirates first baseman Dale Long hit a home run against the Cubs at Forbes Field, the first of 8 home runs in 8 consecutive games, the longest such streak in MLB history. The streak ran from May 19th through May 28th. Long collected 15 hits across the 8 games, raised his batting average from .384 to .411, and drove in 17 runs. The Pirates went 5-3. The 30-year-old left-handed hitting first baseman, a journeyman who'd been waived 4 times in his career, was suddenly the most famous player in baseball. The record has been tied twice by Don Mattingly in 1987 and Ken Griffey Jr. in 1993, but never broken. In nearly 70 years and through every steroid-fueled juiced ball launch angle era, no one has hit a homer in 9 straight. Long made the All-Star team that summer. He never approached anything like it again. He'd retire in 1963 with 132 career home runs, fewer than 18 he hit in the 56 alone. In the year 56, but for 10 days in May, he was Babe Ruth. Very cool. Yeah, it's I mean, sometimes you see guys will like rip off 5 in 5 games. I've seen that a bunch. Never 6. I think Schwarber's done it. Trout's done it. I'm sure Ohtani will do it, if not already. But the best hitters in the game can do it for like 4 or 5. If 6, we're starting to have like a watch party kind of deal. But 8, that's an entire week plus 1. Could you imagine that game log? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Crazy. Dale Long, I've never heard of this guy. Oh, Emily dropped a little long former. Very cool. Nice. I love these, man. The Did You Knows are just so fun. They're great to read. It's like your sports nutrition. You get your nutritional value. You leave more educated and smarter than whence you came. Reading a Did You Know. All right, here we go, folks. We have been chatting for quite some time. So it's only right that we spin the globe. Little globe spin is what we came to do. Fire it up for us. Yes, you did. You sure did, Flame. Came back just in time. Where will she land? Yesterday we had Group G, first one. Day 26 on tap. Let it rip. Why does this happen? I always build it up and then it just like. Belgium was yesterday, yeah. Claude's being difficult today. Claude's being difficult the last 2 days. Being super uncooperative. There we go. Come on. I know you're there, Globe. Or are you? Oh, I just zoomed in way too much. Right on Canada. It's a massive ball. All right, here we go. Let's see. Second time's the charm. Nice. All right. Little spinorama. Ooh, Switzerland. I think it's Group B. Okay. Group B, I think we have some players. Let me see real quick. I'm curious. Oh, just Qatar. Okay. Okay. Wow. Look at us. All right. Switzerland, 12 appearances. Oh, they are. Very nice. Best finish quarterfinal, Group B with Canada. Their demonym is Swiss. Yeah, if you're from Switzerland, you're Swiss. Capital, Bern. Largest city, Zurich. Languages, mishmash here. German, French, Italian, and Romansh. Their government, federal semi-direct democracy. Federal semi-direct democracy. Population just under 9 mil. 21st ranked by FIFA. 12 appearances, best finish quarterfinal. Topography. Jura, Swiss plateau. Alps make up 60% of the country. 1,500 lakes. Major industries, banking, pharmaceuticals, watches, precision machinery, and chocolate. Main exports, pharmaceuticals, gold, watches, machinery. Main imports, gold, cars, pharmaceuticals, excuse me. Swiss flag, not to be confused with first aid. Strength, bravery, and hardiness for the red field. So no blood, very nice. White cross is Christianity and Swiss neutrality. Dates to soldiers of the Swiss Confederacy. And the square shape is one of only 2 square national flags in the world with Vatican City. Whoa. Okay, I was today years old when I realized that this is not actually a rectangle. This is a square on purpose. Huh. What do you know? Iconic dishes. Fondue, chocolate, raclette, roasty, and I'm not even going to try with that one, Zurich or something. Did you know Switzerland has 4 official languages, German, French, Italian, and Romansh? Yes, of course. Key dates, 1291, Confederation founded, 1815, perpetual neutrality recognized, 1954, hosted the World Cup, quarterfinal, finish, when they hosted. 2022, they gained membership to the UN. Interesting. Notable people. Roger Federer, Le Corbusier, Carl Jung, and Ursula Andress. Carl Jung, wow, the philosopher. 12 appearances. Mentioned the quarterfinal, 37 matches. They're 12, 7, and 18. Many more goals against than for, unfortunately. Qualified on November 18th, 2025. Order of arrival, 42 of 48. Canada, Qatar, Bosnia, and Herzegovina. Schedule is out in San Fran to play Qatar, to SoFi to play Bosnia, and then wrapping things up against the Canadians in, is that Vancouver? Yeah, Vancouver. Very nice. So they're staying on the West Coast. Yep. That's a pretty easy travel schedule. Just roster. Here we go. Granit Xhaka, 33 years old, Bundesliga winner with Leverkusen in 2024, first in club history. Switzerland's captain. Arsenal vice captain from 2017 to 2023. Faced his brother, Talon, at Euro 2016. First siblings ever to play against each other in a Euro match. Very cool. Very cool. Manuel Akanji, Man City, center back, 30 years old. The treble winner with Man City in 2023. 3 Premier League titles. Bundesliga winner with Dortmund. Did you know? So here we go. Solved the Rubik's Cube in front of teammates as part of a preseason ritual. Does it in under a minute. Wow. Pressure's on. He can do the cube. Bril Embolo from Monaco. 29 years old, French Cup winner with Monaco. Bundesliga regular for a decade. Switzerland's go-to, physical 9. Born in Cameroon, based in Basel. Scored Switzerland's only goal versus Cameroon in Qatar and refused to celebrate. Wow, out of respect. So, not the goal that he wanted to score, the goal that he had to score. Drama. Dan Doye. He's a winger from Bologna. Champions League starter with Bologna in 2024 to 2025. Coppa Italia regular. Euro 2024 quarterfinalist. Scores Switzerland's opener versus Italy at the Euro 2024. A tournament eliminator. He says he replays in his head. So that goal really meant something to him. And Bola's with Rennes right now. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Flame. There's Claude, folks, and then there's Flame. Flame Raptor Raven. That's the model you need. The human model. Jan Sommer, Inter, the goalkeeper, 37 years old, 2 World Cup appearances, the Series A title with Inter, Bundesliga regular at Mönchengladbach for nearly a decade, set a Bundesliga record for saves in one match with 19. Saved the penalty from Mbappe that knocked France out of the Euro in 2020, and then scored Switzerland's penalty himself. Wow. Okay. Style, tactically disciplined. 4-2-3-1. Haka deep and Bolo physical up top. Hard to break down. Compact block physical. Classic. Red and whites. Easily recognizable. Projection 74% to make it. How do we feel about that, Flame? We feel that they'll be joining you in the round of 32. I feel like you guys got as good a shot as anyone to come out of your group. I'm sure they did that on purpose for the host nations. I know for sure. Somewhere may not be the starter. Kobel probably will. I think the Swiss are winning the group. You think they're winning the group? Okay. And Canada what? Makes it out, hopefully? Does Canada make it out of the group? Please say yes. Playing them at home. I imagine if that's going to be a game of significance, Canada gets third, I hope. But then you won't make it out. Right? Only top 2 make it out of the group. I think you were saying to me, Flame, you guys are still looking for your first goal. Is that right? First World Cup goal or your first World Cup win? World Cup win? I think you might have scored. Still looking for one of those milestones, though, so I can appreciate that. First win. Okay, so you've scored. Man, this thing is getting lit up like a Christmas tree, folks. We are chipping away, slowly but surely, inching our way. Tomorrow's day 27. Crazy. So crazy. There's our list over here. All the countries. Gonna put together like a compilation, one of those like videos where you just have all of them in sequence. So if you're late to the party, you'll be able to catch up real quick. Do a little catch up. Oh, I had the freaking extra camera all show. I didn't whip it out. Totally forgot. I got too excited. Talking about the aliens, the abductions. The 8 best third place teams will also make the knockouts. Oh, yeah. Okay. I forgot about that. That's how they're doing it. That's how they're filling those spots. It's the top 2 plus on what, by goal differential, Flame, or points? How do you determine that? What's going to be the decider? Questions we need answering, but not today. Today, we will say incredible day in sports last night. Points and goal differential. There you have it. Thank you for being with me on this fine Tuesday morning. My name is Nick Mark George, and it's a beautiful day to rate some games. Watch, rate, repeat. RateGame is free. It's fun. It's for fans of all ages. And I will be back here tomorrow at the same exact time, doing it all again. Let's go, Knicks. See you then.